It is 10 years now. Mmasinachi had been married to Emeka, a man who she loved dearly. Their union was filled with love and devotion. Yet, there was one thing missing: children. In their small village, a woman's worth was often measured by the children she bore. Mmasinachi's barrenness made her the subject of whispers, ridicule, and outright scorn. At first, Masnachi's husband had stood by her, reassuring her that God's timing was perfect. But as the years went by and no child came, his patience began to wear thin. Masnachi's mother-in-law never hid her disdain. A woman who cannot bear children is like a tree that bears no fruit, she would often say. Masnachi's mother-in-law never gave peace at any slight sight of her. Even at the dining, she must do something to destroy Masnachi's joy. Masinachi, I don't understand your mission in my son's life. Are you here only to eat and sleep? Masinachi, please give me grandchildren. No. In fact, even if it's just a child, I am okay with it. Please. The mother in law speaks in a harsh voice. The taunts came from everywhere. The women at the market avoided her, fearing that her course might rub off on them. At family gatherings, she was sidelined while her husband's brother's wife paraded their children around. Even her husband, who was once her strongest support, became distant. One day, everything changed. It was during a family gathering when Masnachi's mother-in-law announced, "It is time for my son to take another wife. We cannot allow our lineage to die." Masnachi's heart shattered. She had feared this moment for years, but hearing it spoken out loud made the pain unbearable. Her husband remained silent. His silence spoke louder than any words. That night, Masnachi wept bitterly. She prayed as she had always done, begging God to hear her cry. But deep down, she wondered if he even listened. The next day, overwhelmed by grief, she wandered far from home, ending up at the outskirts of the village. There she met an elderly man dressed in white robes. His face radiated peace, and his eyes held with wisdom beyond years. "You look troubled, my child," he said kindly. Masnachi hesitated, but then poured out her heart. She told him of her years of suffering, the insults, and the pain of being barren in a world that saw her as incomplete. The man listened patiently before he spoke. "Do not lose hope. The Supreme God has not forgotten you. He takes those he loves. But if you trust in him completely, he will answer your prayers." Masna, she felt relieved from the man's word of encouragement. "But sir, I've prayed for years and nothing had changed." "You have prayed," he agreed. "But have you surrendered?" She was silent. The man handed a small book. "Read this, meditate on his promises, and fast for 7 days. Seek him not just for children, but for his presence. When your heart is truly at peace, your blessing will come." Though skeptical, Masnachi took the book. She had nothing left to lose. She returned home and did as the old man advised. She read the sacred words, fasted, and prayed, not just for a child, but for faith, peace, and strength. Slowly, something changed within her. The bitterness in her heart melted. The anger towards her by her husband, mother in law, and the villagers softened. Days turned into weeks, and though her circumstances remained the same, she felt lighter. She had found solace in God. One night, she had a dream. In it, she saw herself carrying two beautiful babies, a boy and a girl. A voice whispered, "Your time has come." She later woke up and found out it was a dream. Few days later, Mmasinachi's body felt different. When she missed her period, her heart pounded. She did not dare hope, but as weeks passed, some changes started appearing on her. The truth became undeniable. She was with child. When the midwife confirmed her pregnancy, the entire village was thrown into shock. Women who had mocked her now praised her. Her mother in law, who had called her barren, wept and begged for forgiveness. Even her husband, who had been distant for so long, fell to his knees, overcome with joy and remorse. 9 months later, Masnachi gave birth to twins, a boy and a girl. Tears streamed down her eyes as she held them. She named them Favor and Rama, meaning God's mercy, compassion, and kindness. The arrival of the twins brought peace, joy, happiness, and favor in Masnachi's life and the entire family too. The man in white robes was nowhere to be found, but Masnachi knew he had been sent by God. From that day on, she no longer lived in fear of people's opinions. She had learned that faith, patience, and total surrender to God could move mountains. Her story became a testimony, and women from all over came to hear about the woman who had waited and was finally blessed.